Blessings to you. Welcome to Artist Impact. I'm your host, Jere B. This show is all about great music of every genre. We highlight, feature, and critique singers, bands, musicians, poets, and rappers from our local region and from all over the world. Most you may never have heard of before, but we bring them right to your door to encourage them and to see how we can impact their career. Now, helping me to do this is our Impact Panel, or as I like to call them, our Panel of Love. These are all entertainment professionals, and what they're going to do is review and critique the two artists we're presenting in this episode and see if in some way, somehow, they can make an impact. Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out. But I'll tell you what, a veteran of Artist Impact is our dear sister and friend, Maria Jacobs. What's going on, Maria? How are you?
Mother, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely excellent. It's always great to see you. And from Chuck Brown to Maceo Parker to Parliament Funkadelic to Prince and more, this is the trombonist extraordinaire, Mr. Greg Boyer. What's happening, Greg?
Not a whole lot, man. Just doing this Zoom, man. Just trying to further people's careers along. So glad to be a part of that process, and everything is groovy.
I'm so grateful that you're here with us, man. You know it. And this won't be your last time. You've been on maybe 3-4 times yourself already.
Yeah, this is my third time.
Yes, sir. And our dear ambassador of jazz for the United States, pocket trumpeter, and of that great jazz funk band, Janetta's Vendetta. This is Ginetta. What's going on?
Nice to see everyone. Thank you for having me again. And I look forward to being an inspiration for musicians because we desperately need more music in the world today.
Absolutely. More great music. It's that. And I think our panel, our artists are going to do it for us, but our panelists are really, really busy. I mean, you're at Kent State, you're at Blue Jazz, you're at the Bop Stop, like you're everywhere. What's going on?
Oh boy, I'm teleporting. I'm going to have a hologram before long.
You absolutely need one.
Corner. Yeah, no, it's great. I'm blessed. I love teaching at Kent State. The gigs are coming in. Just released my 9th album, and God is good.
He is good. He's good, and he's shown you some grace and favor. We're going to talk about that one more time, but someone should go and see the podcast that you've done for the Entree Musician. They are delightful, and I appreciate you being my sister. Thank you so much for being here.
So fun. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely. And Greg, I don't know, man. Where do we go? I mean, because you have really made the statement with the trombone, man, from Chuck Brown to Maceo. How do you balance, the type of music that you're going to do from night to night?
It's just a mission of mine to keep the calendar full, as I stated earlier. So, one of the things I try to teach musicians is, and I try to be as, innocent of that as possible, is don't chase the money. Don't book a gig on one day and have somebody think you're going to show up and then at the last minute say, oh, I'm going to do one because it pays better. Your reputation is at stake when you make moves like that. So always in an effort and a mission to keep the calendar full, be cognizant of the fact that people are expecting you once you say yes. And that's my thing is, trying to have as many dates as possible and, to keep some days open to take care of family because, that's the balance more than anything. It's family and music.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely. Well, I love it that you're on with us again tonight. And Ginetta, I don't know, it's been about maybe 15 years now since we've known each other.
Yeah.
And your calendar is full. And Greg talked about reputation. Your reputation is stellar. How do you keep it so pristine? Because you're doing great things.
Thank you. I am also a band leader for over 25 years. So it's really a combination of being part diplomat, part house mom, part MacGyver, because you got to get the job done. It's interesting what Greg said about not flaking out on a band leader or on a commitment. Now, I tell my guys, if you get a gig because you're trying to feed a family and pay the bills, if you get a $500 gig and you don't want to do a Chitlin Pay gig with Ginetta's Vendetta, if in fact it is a lower paying gig, call me, because I have a very deep bench of top of the line guys. But if I cannot find someone, so I do give them that opportunity, Greg, to sort of see, because we are all up here hustling and trying to eat. And so I appreciate the commitment from musicians as a band leader. And sidemen have no idea how to be great sidemen until they become band leaders.
We got to do a podcast on that. We're going to do a podcast on that.
You're right.
Trust me. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, we have two amazing artists tonight. I got to say, first of all, we go to the great state of Texas, and Janince Peterson Townsend does it all. I mean, your bio is like hooked up. I can't, where do I start? I know you sing, but what else do you do?
Oh my goodness. I'm a mentor. I'm a philanthropist. I'm a minister of the gospel. I'm a chaplain. I wear, I'll just sum it like this. I wear many hats.
Yes, you do. Man, well, tell me a little bit about the song that you sent in to us.
You Are, it really expresses my relationship with God. He is my everything. And so in the song, it talks about you are, and it's a worship song. And it's just, saying, you're my everything. You're healing. It's just a song that edifies and adores God for his goodness and his ability to heal and redeem us and what have you. And I just love it. I
love it too. And I would love the opportunity to introduce it to our audience. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You are mercy. You are healing. Yes, you are a holy God. You are power. Your redemption. You are a holy God. There is no greater love. There is no greater one. There is none greater than you. You are the sovereign King, and you can do anything. There is no limit with you. You're mighty in all your deeds, holy in all your ways. There is none greater, there is none greater. You know each one of us, 'cause you made each one of us. There is none greater, 'cause you're all that we need. You are mercy, you are healing. You are a holy God. You are power, your redemption. You are a holy God. Hey,
by Janince Peterson Townsend. Excellent song, Maria. What do you think?
Yeah, just so hooky and so wonderful. I can see this really bringing people into their praise in a church service.
Absolutely. Greg, what you got?
In a world of so many gospel tunes and everything, I felt like this was a refreshing departure from the norm.
Yeah.
The way it was set up was a work of art, and I really loved it.
Man, that's excellent. And so, Ginetta, what did you think?
I loved the vocals and the production as well, including the choir at the end. I thought it was just swinging, and that's my highest praise. So, yeah, real nice.
That's excellent. Well, let's go in a little deeper. Maria, what do you have to say?
Janince, boy, in the first place, you are so camera friendly. You just look so natural in front of the camera. Really. Yeah. I mean, it's laid out. The cinematography is beautiful. I think it looks so professional. I mean, it's top shelf. What I really love about this song, that so many wonderful things. You come on really strong with that hook. You are mercy, you are healing. But your pre-hook is really tight, and it sets up the chorus so beautiful. It's like as memorable as the chorus to me. I think that's just the mark of some great writing. Da 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 da. You are mercy. I mean, I'm remembering it, and I only heard it one time. So your pre-hook is tight. It is tight, and it sets up the chorus. It's as memorable as the chorus to me, and you can feel people in a place of worship as they're listening to this song and singing it. I just commend you on such an incredible show. Your voice is magnificent.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
such a beautiful assessment. Brother Boyer.
I have to say this. I'm a veteran of a Richard Smallwood project, and it's a song called Holy Spirit that starts out as an ember, and by the end, it is an all-out blaze. And your song reminds me of that in the respect of it's sort of a whisper at first, and by the end, it is absolutely soaring. And you are singing over top of that like an albatross. And just you think it has leveled off, it just goes up even more at the end. And I think a lot of, especially gospel music, should have that thing where it's just going up and up, and it's just taking you further and further and deeper and deeper. And that song managed to do just that. I think it's going to reach a lot of people in a positive manner.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That is wonderful. And Sister Ginetta.
Yeah, I love the song. I love the vocals. I love the arrangement, and also that choir on the outro. I'm going to give some advice, because the outro, I felt it should have faded. Now, I produced all 5 of my records. I've mixed and produced them all. So the outro was I love that, because I'm a real fan of like a groove on the outro. And it building and that beautiful impact and the sound. But I think maybe we could have faded it to kind of maintain that nice, instead of just cutting it off. And also visually beautiful. But I think your most beautiful outfit, Janince, was that orange, beautiful shirt. And I thought less outfit changes, a little more, concentration on that beautiful orange, which I felt was magnificent. And maybe since you are creating and sort of praising God, I thought maybe you are a couple of more nature shots. I thought would have been a little cooler. You know what I'm saying? Because these creations, Janince, maybe some magnificent banyan trees, or the ocean was beautiful. I loved it. But I know this is also a schooling young artists to kind of get better and better. And those are my particular thoughts on your, but as far as the production, really, really nice, man. It could have been just a smidge in my book, but other than that, magnificent. So moving forward, when you do another one or 2 outfits only, because you look gorgeous in orange.
Okay.
And people, let me say one last thing. Listen with their eyes, Janince.
True. That's true. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. It was a pleasure listening.
That is wonderful. Now, Janince, you've heard everything that the panelists had to say. Do you have any questions or any pushback of your own?
No, other than I'm just so very grateful to get the input from all of these well-respected professionals in the industry. I'm one that's always open. One of the things that I teach and I preach is that you have to be trainable, coachable, and teachable. And as long as you're in that place, you'll go far in life. So I'm receptive of everything. It's going to help me to strive to even be better.
That is wonderful. Well, don't go anywhere, Janince. We're going to come back to you. But first, we have to go from Texas to Paris. And this is Diesel T. And it's late where you are. We've got that time difference thing going. But how you doing today, my man?
Very good, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
You rock out on the acoustic guitar like no other, brother.
Thank you very much. It's been a long time I've been playing. I started on trumpet, but there's a longer story there. I wanted to mention that, Greg. Yes, so 20 years playing acoustic, yeah.
So tell us about the song that you sent in.
Yeah, sure. It was during the COVID period, so I think we all shared frustrations during that time. What I found more frustrating was the media just seemed to throw on more doom and gloom, which was they should have put happier things on TV. And I just wanted to share a bit of love, shake a bit of love.
Yeah, you shook it up. Would you mind if we introduce it to our audience here?
Not at all. Absolutely. Please be my guest.
Thank you very much.
Trying too hard to try to make sense. The world around us and its arbitrary making ends meet. But I would gladly share the love of a fallen angel. So if I get back too late, pick a light on for me. Been reading the news and watching TV. I don't know about you, but it's confounded me. But I would gladly shed love with a fallen angel. So if I get back too late, shake a little love from your heart, let everybody know. Shake a little love from your heart, straight from the soul. Shake a little love from your heart, let everybody know. Shake a little love from your heart.
Shake a Little Love, Diesel T. My goodness, Maria, what did you think?
Yeah, it was real hooky, Diesel. Real hooky. I can't wait to talk to you more about it. I wanted it to go on a little longer.
Excellent, Greg.
Listening to your description of it, it all makes sense. I remember, we all remember how we were just being buried with one cloudy day after the next with COVID. And I felt like that song was the break in the clouds that led in the sunlight that we needed. So it was very welcome to have that.
Ginetta.
Yeah, it was an interesting tune, interesting video as well. Yes, I will get into it a little later.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, let's go deep, 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 deep. Maria.
Yeah, man. So this is a great example of necessity is the mother of invention, because we were cooped up during COVID, and look what you did. I mean, I think we're going to stick with a lot of what we had to learn the hard way in COVID, and we're just going to do our own stuff from home. So I would say kudos to you for, not letting the pandemic keep you from making music and being productive and putting it out there. And here you are, you're here. So this is just great. I want to know who that fallen angel is. That's what I.
It's
That's a standout lyric, and there's clearly a huge story behind that lyric for you. It was an impactful pre-chorus that lifted up the hook.
Yeah, the fallen angel. It's not any particular angel, but it's certainly about. It's more about forgiveness and knowing why the angel had fallen, and also what the circumstances were that we exchanged.
All right.
Yeah.
There's deep meaning behind all that stuff, and that's great. I would love that song to go over a little longer, because you got like a verse and a pre-chorus and a hook, and I was waiting for more.
Very cool. Well, we'll have to check out the next version. But Greg, you had some questions for Diesel, and why don't you have at it, bro?
Yeah, real quick. Diesel Trampoline. I'm thinking, a gas-powered playground item, but I'm sure you know better what that is, where that comes from.
Yes, I like the mystique around it. Even it confuses me sometimes. If I had to put it in a nutshell, I would say organic mechanics with cadence and creed. So Diesel is the mechanics,
Yes.
organic mechanics, which is obviously this dinosaur leftovers, isn't it? So, and it also fuels cars and other engines. And the cadence is the rhythm of the trampoline, and the creed is just belief, self-belief, I guess. Belief in believing in oneself, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, one thing I wanted to say, because I'm working with limited time, was there's a fine line between singing a lyric and speaking a lyric. You will hear that in Dylan. You will hear that in Don Henley, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
F.B. Johnson, Houston, baby, couldn't hold a candle to you. Same thing. I felt like that there were some parts in there that needed to be more dialogue and less singing. And it might have lent itself to being a little bit pitchy in spots, but
Right.
the scale down was lovely. It was very basic, humble, very beautifully written tune, and can't wait to hear the rest of it.
Well, that was a great assessment right there. So go ahead, Ginetta, go in a little bit deeper.
Hey, Diesel, wonderful.
Hi.
Now, you are a great songwriter. I love the songwriting. The presentation, the video was underwhelming. It was shaky. It was not the greatest angle. It was really a home movie, as it were. And then I delved deeper into your record called The Void, I think. Is that the name of your record?
Yes.
Well, I got to
indeed.
tell you, man, the production on those numbers far outweighs what I saw. I think you should make a video of your already recorded some of those tunes. Polly the Politician, the one right before that, the egg. What's the one with the egg and the sunshine
Egg and bacon smile.
Beautiful, dude. I mean, the vocals are not strong at all. And I was going to give you a suggestion. Your songwriting, your arrangement, that beautiful tunes, and also the vocals in the background. If you just for once gave another singer to give voice to your magnificent songwriting and talent, because there was a guitar player. Was that you doing the solo in Diesel?
No, I don't do the solo. I work with
Let me tell you something. Your
amazing
songwriting is your forte. Your songwriting, your beautiful arrangement. Just, step back from the ego thing. Give a singer, a rock and roll singer, some of your material, and I'm telling you, dude, it's gonna fly, because you have an amazing talent for songwriting, Diesel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Very, very cool. You've heard everything, Diesel, that the panelists have had to say. Do you have any questions or any pushback?
Sorry. Yes, I just not pushback, just a comment really. I've actually worked on the videos are completed. So the Void video has been done.
That is absolutely excellent, and we're going to bring Janince back in. And I know that you have a lot going on. The year is still young, but can you tell us a couple things that are coming up in your career, Janince?
Absolutely. I am working on new music, always writing new songs. So expect new music this year. And I have several speaking engagements, as well as I'm launching some coaching classes dedicated to helping women to and men to realize their best life.
That is absolutely excellent. We thank you so much for coming on. And Diesel, do you, as you are putting things on YouTube, do you have something that's quickly coming up for you?
Yes, I have a single coming up, and it's going to be quite interesting because I wrote a song on piano actually, and I'm collaborating with a rapper, so it's going to be a rap piano ballad.
Very, very cool. Well, I know that, you guys, between the three of you, Maria, Greg, and Ginetta, you can come up with 1,000 things that are on your roster, but can you give me one? Maria, what's the one thing?
I got a CD release, my second one, my CD release party coming up. My 9th album is called Back at the Bop Stop, and this CD release party is going to be to help release that record. And I've got Jamie Haddad and Rock Wehrman and Brian Thomas and Jack Shantz. So looking forward to a very full performance. Yeah,
I'll be there just to let you
Great.
know. Greg, what's next? I'll be where you are too. I mean, I can get to where you are.
Yeah,
What's
well,
next?
along with some upcoming Japan dates with George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic, my horn section that I work with locally, the Beltway Horns, are doing a couple of live shows in a few weeks. I'll just put it.
And yeah, Greg. So Ginetta, can you pick out 1 out of 1,000 that you have?
Yeah, out of the thousands, I'm doing a steady residency in New York City at the Chelsea Renaissance every month with some swinging jazz artists. But moving forward, constantly promoting what I have coined America's greatest export, jazz.
That's
I'm
right.
bringing it to the Super Bowl halftime show,
All
baby.
right. That's excellent. Well, I know that all of you are just destined for incredible success. You're doing your thing now, but you are going to soar higher and higher and higher. And I thank you for giving us your time on Artist Impact. We'll talk soon. And that's going to do it for this round of Artist Impact. Thanks again to our wonderful Impact panel, Maria Jacobs, Greg Boyer, and Ginetta. And a special thanks to our artists, Janice, Peterson, Townsend, and Diesel T. Make sure you support their artistry by going to a show and buying their music or their merch if you're in Texas or Paris. And if you are an artist yourself and you have an original performance music video, submitted to artistimpact.armstrong@gmail.com. And let's see how we can impact your music career. I'm your host, Jere B. Thank you for joining us. Pick up my brand new book, The Path of the Entree Musician. Do it today. It's available on Amazon, and I will see you next time. God bless.